before the break, I teased the George Clooney story. And as I walked out the door to go to the bathroom before the break, I looked at Jason and we were talking about said story, or what he thought was the George Clooney story, which is the one we talked about yesterday when his wife, Amal, and him went on a first-class flight and gave out headphones to everybody in first class because just in case their twins started, acting up on the flight, they didn't want anybody to have to listen to it. Gave them noise-canceling headphones, just hooked everybody.
By the way, I'm shocked he was on first class.
It's first class. It's a big silly. And the
Why
headphones.
isn't he flying private, net jets? Wheels up.
I don't know.
What's he doing? Guy's got more money than God.
So Jason thought I was talking about that George Clooney story again, which is
a great story.
It's a very good story.
It's very cool.
It's a cool thing. This story pummels that story.
All right, let me hear it.
George Clooney, this is from Randy Gerber, who's a businessman and good friend, longtime friend of the actor. And he told MSNBC's headliners that George Clooney once gave 14 friends $1 million each and paid their taxes for a year. Here are his quotes. There's a group of guys that we call the boys. George had called me and the boys and said, hey, mark September 2017, 2013 on your calendar. Everyone's going to come to my house for dinner, Gerber recalled. Gerber said he and the boys arrived at Clooney's home to find black designer luggage bags at each place setting on the table.
Right.
When they opened the bags, they found, quote, $1 million in bills.
That is incredible.
E! News reported. George begins to say, listen, I want you guys to know how much you've meant to me and how much you mean to me in my life. I came to L.A. I slept on your couches. I'm so fortunate in my life to have all of you, and I couldn't be where I am today without all of you. So it was really important to me that while we're still all here together, that I give back. So I want you to open your suitcases. Gerber added, every one of us, 14 of us, got $1 million. Every single one of us. We're in shock.
That is unbelievable.
That is the greatest story ever.
Ever. He's the best guy in Hollywood.
He's the best.
He's the nicest man ever.
He's the best guy of all time.
Hold on. Was Gerber one of those guys?
Sounds like it.
Because Gerber doesn't need money.
I mean, Gerber's already loaded.
I mean, he's got baby food, and he's got Cindy Crawford.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need it. But so he hooked Gerber and 13 others. That's unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy? And he paid their taxes on it. So, like, if
yeah, so basically,
if I were to give you $1 million, it would never happen.
Get 50%.
You'd be on the hook for the taxes.
Correct.
He went above and beyond, paid the taxes for everybody. Who's better than George Clooney?
Although if someone gave me $1 million cash, there's no chance I'm paying taxes on that.
Definitely not reporting. That's a very good. It's a very good point.
Who's going to report that someone gave you $1 million in cash?
Now it's a very nice gift, but if you're giving $1 million to each guy, you're really going to do it in $20 bill denomination?
Yeah, why was it in
20? Heavy bag.
Aren't you going big with the hundreds or 50s?
I don't know. Maybe the bank couldn't hook them.
Just think about that. Think about you get invited to your friend's house. You just think you're going there for dinner, and you walk out with a black duffel bag. It's black with $1 million in it at the end of the night.
You know what I've thought about? You know when I dream that I'm going to win the Powerball every year? I've dreamt that I won the Powerball, and I had all my boys that I play golf with. I had them all meet me at the airport.
Okay.
And we went on a private jet. You know, there was a big fat G5 waiting for us.
Right.
And we flew to Vegas, right, to play golf and just gamble.
Yep.
And I had a big duffel bag worth of cash, and I was just throwing.
You're just making it rain.
Throwing cash to all my boys.
Right.
Not $1 million.
Right.
But I was going to give him like 10 or 20 grand to play with.
Right. Give him a little taste.
But he gave each of his boys $1 million.
$1 million.
Wow.
That was back in 2013.
That's a great story, man.
It's pretty unbelievable.
You don't get any better than that.
Jason, you know what?
He's my favorite actor.
Do you know what I do in the mornings when I walk into work?
What's that?
This is the biggest grasper move of all time.
Oh, wait till you hear this. I think he's already told me this.
Yep.
And you're going to slap your knee about 20 times.
All right.
So we have a little bit of a walk from our parking lot to our front door. And since we're in D.C., and Southeast, even though it's gotten better, I still think, you know, it might be a little shady sometimes, especially
there's drug money.
So especially like at
just wait.
3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I'm walking by, you know, the construction area,
Mhm.
I always think about, well, you know, what if there was a deal that went bad,
Right.
or the 7-Eleven near us got knocked off, and you know the cops are chasing the dude.
And then they just threw a bag.
So I always look like underneath the trash cans to see if I see a bag and see if some dude stashed cash underneath the trash can.
Every single day.
Every single morning.
Let me look under this white trash can and see if there's $5,000.
You know, there could be 5-10 grand just chilling.
You just never know.
$5,000. He told
You
me
never
that
know what's gonna fall
he
into your
told
lap.
me that last week, and I couldn't believe he was saying
You think
it.
John Gorky do you think he was going to be banging Jeannie Bouchard?
Probably not.
It's like my
after
own.
he tweeted her.
It's like my own No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, that's awesome.